In this example, we're going to justify each step in finding x, starting with the segment addition postulate. That sounds complicated, but it's a pretty basic idea. If we have one segment, let's say NM, and it's adjacent or right next to another segment, MO, if we add the two lengths of those segments together, we get the length of the combined segment, in this case, NO. That's called the segment addition postulate. So how can we use that to find x? Well, we're going to start with NO equals NM plus MO, as I've just explained. But now we're given these different values. So NO, we're told, is equal to 4x minus 4. So we can replace NO with 4x minus 4. How can we do that? Well, it's called the substitution property that we went over before. You can take if you have two values that are equal, then you can replace one with the other. So similarly, we can replace NM with its value 2x, and we can replace MO with its value 3x minus 9, or substitute. Okay, so then in the next step, what has changed? Well, there's a 5x now. Where did that come from? That came from combining the like terms 2x plus 3x. That's not one of our properties. That again is just simplifying the expression. And then what next? We're sort of missing some steps here, so you have to look closely. We had a 4x and a 5x, and now we just have x. Well, how did that happen? Well, if you remember your algebra, if you have variables on both sides, you have to get them all on one side. So we decided to get rid of the 4x by subtracting it, but you have to do the same on the other side. 5x minus 4x leaves you with the 1x. And so that is, again, just our subtraction property of equality. You can subtract the same thing from both sides, and it's allowed. You get the same, you still have an equation. And then finally, where did this 5 come from? Well, we had the negative 4 and the negative 9. To get the x alone, we needed to get rid of the minus 9. So we did the inverse and added 9 on both sides, because negative 9 plus 9 cancels. Negative 4 plus 9 is 5. That gives us our answer. And that was just with the addition property of equality. You can add something on both sides of an equation, and it will still be true or equal. Now, our last example is just identifying properties for each statement. So here we have DE equals GH, so GH equals DE. Notice these just switched sides. That is known as the symmetric property of equality. The two equations are symmetric. They're the same on either side, or if you flip it over. B says 94 degrees equals 94 degrees. That's new to me. No, that's really obvious, but again, it has a name. It's called the reflexive property, like how a mirror reflects an image back on itself. And then C, we have 0 equals A, and A equals X, so 0 equals X. So this equality was sort of transferred over here to this one, so we could skip the middle. That's why that is called the transitive property of equality. We're sort of transferring the equalness to the next equation. And then the last one, notice, that's not an equal sign, that's not an equal sign. We're not dealing with the property of equality, we're dealing with the property of congruence. Which one? Well, it's just like the first one. Angle A is congruent to angle Y, so angle Y is congruent to angle A. We just flipped them around. That is called the symmetric property, but now this time of congruence. All right, so those are your properties, and that's justification. And you'll have plenty of chance to practice all those many properties in the practice section.